Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 6th edition of my manager mode of Everton FC. As you saw there, Guille, I'm not really sure how to pronounce his name, so he will be Guille to me. He wanted to play, so I decided to put him in against Southampton, who are pretty low. They're in the relegation zone right now. Early in the season, of course. I believe we're in week 7, but you know, it's time to start putting in some of our younger talent, getting them some experience, and keeping everyone quite happy about that. Now here we fail going forward, but we're able to dish it back, get it around, play it in, put it into Mirlas, who apparently is missing his shooting boots because that was atrocious, and apparently our whole team couldn't shoot. El Shaarawy there missing that as well on the half volley. I was a bit disappointed here. We were definitely controlling the match against Southampton. They definitely didn't have any sort of force going forward with their Mirlas on the one-time volley, and Jelavic there to pick in the rebound and put us up 1-0 before halftime, and that'll carry us actually into halftime. Pretty nice start here. But here, I had paused it to figure out Guille's footing, and he is left-footed, and they were on a breakaway, and I was very lucky that Howard came out, got a hand to it, got a touch on it, and didn't allow them to get the score in. But here, one of their players decides to tug me. They make a substitution, and that's bringing on Lambert. I think it's Ricky Lambert coming in. He definitely put on the pressure against my team here. As you can see here, getting a one-time shot away, almost putting it in past Howard, but lucky he's there, he's strong, and Lambert's screwing around with my defender apparently, and they tap it into the net, but wait, that is offside. I was getting trapped in my corner, and we were able to escape due to the assistant referee. Thank you, Mr. Referee, for getting it right this time. And Lambert was definitely one of the top players on their squad for that game. But there, Guille on his right foot. Remember, he was left-footed, missing completely. I was like, oh dear, I can't believe I looked that up and still forgot. But we get the 1-0 win. That's all we need, really, going forward. Tim Howard, man of the match. He has been stunning, and our defense played exceptionally well. Two of them getting the center back positions for the team of the week. And apparently El Shaarawy was being doubted by the critics. I hadn't really been that aware of it, but apparently it was happening, and he has been proving them wrong. So we go into the second match of the episode, match day 8 against QPR. As you can see there, we're sitting in 5th, right in the Europa League, right where we want to be. They have a 4-4-1-1 squad. Tarap, Cisse, both very dangerous players. Fabio at left back. And here's our squad. Took back out Guille, put in Barkley, got to get him back in the rotation. He is definitely one for the future, Barkley. I find very promising things with him, but there, Tarat on his left foot, between my defender's legs and into the corner. They were attacking very strong at the beginning of the match, and they happened to get the first goal. But here I'm showing this clip because look at that. Oh my dear, Fabio was completely destroying my Jelavic, I believe it was, just hugging him. That would have been a penalty against me, no doubt about it. But there, Mirlas misses with his left foot, and then just a minute later, El Shaarawy misses with his left foot, skying it over. Yep, right on over the net. That's disappointing. What's even more disappointing, I should say, is that what the fuck moment from FIFA right there. Howard going out to punch the ball instead of grabbing it, just going to challenge, and he completely whiffs, and they get an easy tap-in goal. I don't know about you, but that never happens to me, and I was completely disappointed. I was completely dispirited. I was like, oh boy, we have no chance of winning this at all, especially when they're getting such nice blocks in like that, and Mirallas is taking touches like that, and I wanted the one-time ball over to whoever was approaching up the front, and apparently that didn't happen. So they're winning 2-0 with their 2 shots on goal. We bring in Naismith for Jelavic, and here's Naismith going up the wing, tries to cross it in, it gets blocked, but it happens to fly into the net. There's a little bit of luck back to us. Do your chicken dance, Naismith. That was pretty nice. That gets us down only by 1 goal, so we can come back, we can try and get that 1 point. So I'm like, all right, boys, let's step it up. Step up your game, try and get that point back for us. But here they're pushing forward again, get a nice over-the-top through ball, some weird bounces, their player falls, kicks it out while falling, and then Howard does it, when he tries to get back in position, it just goes right pretty much through him. I was like, alright, that's twice I've been EA'd in one game. There's no possible way it can happen even more. There, another nice shot by them, a brilliant save by Howard, except for there's 2 really flaky sort of things, and Fellaini, of course, can't shoot because we don't have our shooting boots this week, boys. These 2 games were within 3 days of each other, and we get 3 points out of 2 games. Not too bad, but, I was pretty pissed off after that. And Collar McElhaney comes up to me and he's like, all right, can I have a shot at playing? And I looked at his stats and I was like, nope. You know what? Hell no, because you sir are bad. I wish you gone out on transfer list so you could have gotten some experience this season, but it happens, and here we're going into the Capital One Cup game against Stevenage. I decided that I wanted to change up my formation to a 4-3-1-2, put El Shaarawy at that cam spot. He's good at center forward, striker, and left wing, so he's definitely can sit in there right in front of Fellaini, Coleman, and Barkley, with Jelavic and Mirallas up top, pace, and just pure finishing. But here, we get an early 5th minute foul. Pretty well earned there, and I decided to let Baines take it instead of El Shaarawy, and he almost puts it in. I was like, ooh. That would have been pure class. That would have been a great goal to have. But here, for some reason, Jagielka takes the wrong approach to the ball. Hibbert's trying to catch back. You're not going to catch up to that pace. And look at that, outstretch in the rain. Gets it around Tim Howard. Stevenage goes up 1-0. And I was like, no way can they get this giant killing. We are not going to be one of those teams. We are not going to be anything like that. We will dominate these teams. If we lose to anybody, it'll be against Arsenal, who's top of the table right now. Here, El Shaarawy able to slip it under. We have 3 players running to the ball, and we're still not able to put it in. Unfortunately, it hits the post. Nothing you can really do there, and I was completely upset. I was really upset about that because we definitely could have been all tied up there. But here, Mirallas making a nice run in front of goal, and look at that for an absolute shot. Point at your own name, Mirallas. Your name should go up in lights for that kind of a shot. It's 1-1. That's what we needed. Tie it up in here. Doing a little bit of muscling of our own, showing that it's not just them who can do it. But there, a player goes down injured. I'm like, who goes that? I hope it's not anything serious. Fellaini dribbles the ball into him, and it happens to be Stefan El Shaarawy. Our transfer are pretty good, pretty much one of our top players. Ignore that goalkeeper thing. I was clicking buttons. There, he's got a lateral collateral ligament. That sounds awful. So I moved Barkley up to take his place, bringing Guille. So we go into halftime 1-1. Arsenal's beating Man City right now. Fulham's down to Blackpool. That's pretty impressive. Blackpool being able to, if they were to beat them, that would definitely be a giant killing of its own. But there, they lay off a nice one-time ball, and it just happens to skip in. I don't know what Howard was doing. A pretty bad effort to block that, but it happens to skip in. They make a substitution there. Nothing too impressive. And there, they miss with their striker, the one who was able to slot it in earlier, but not this time. So we take off Jelavic, and we bring in Naismith because, he got a goal last time. He's been pretty consistent for us. And there, Barkley gets absolutely shoved to the ground. I was like, ref, come on. And we get the penalty. Jelavic just happens to get taken out. So Naismith goes up to take it, and he puts it in. Keeper dive the right way, but he was able to put it over. That's what we're talking about. He is consistent, and ooh. If they had an 80 rated striker, 80 rated camera, whatever, that definitely would have gone in. But Naismith getting a goal and an assist with the cross right about 2 yards outside of goal to Coleman, able to knot it in, give us a 3-2 lead over Stevenage. And there, Naismith probably mucking it up just a little too much. Aber comes on there, but yeah, that was a pretty bad miss on his weak foot. But Howard's there to keep us in the lead. Look at that for a save. Gets it deflected off his arm just barely. And that substitution happened right before the end of the game. And we get the 3-2 win over Stevenage. I was happy about that. We advance in the Capital One Cup, I do believe so. Arsenal actually beat Man City on penalties. That's pretty impressive. But there's the bracket for you. And there's the injury report. 4 months. That is a heavy blow. And it looks like we'll have to change the team in quite a bit. And that's going to happen right here. You're going to see a ton of team changes. And it's definitely time for me to get some sort of new play style with the team because we've been getting way too many draws and losses recently. If you guys really enjoy this, if you enjoy listening to me talk and doing whatever the hell else I do, just give a like rating, comment, subscribe if you want to see more. Yeah, pretty much this is going to continue. I enjoy doing it. I enjoy putting videos out on YouTube, even if I do tend to struggle a little bit. But I'll get them out as often as I can. I have college and a life and such. So like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed. But thanks. Have a nice day.